Welcome to this explainer. All right, we're going to dive right into this today because we are unpacking a really critical operational bottleneck. It's one that digital agencies are facing right now in 2026, and that is managing ongoing WordPress maintenance for multiple clients. Look, if you run an agency, you already know the drill. Your clients expect their websites to stay blazingly fast, totally secure, and fully functional every single day. But trying to balance that expectation while simultaneously trying to run and actually grow your business, that pressure compounds incredibly fast. So we're going to look at the source material today to find out exactly how the top agencies are solving this right now. So let's just start with a really direct question. Is your ability to deliver new client work being severely compromised by the daily grind of upkeep? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those dreaded plugin conflicts, the constant stream of security updates, and of course, those unexplained downtime incidents that always seem to happen at the absolute worst possible moments, right? Stretching your internal team across both pushing out new delivery and keeping up with daily maintenance is just a massive drain on your resources. And the stakes for this upkeep, they are incredibly high. The data shows that 60% of WordPress sites that experience a serious security breach had not applied available patches. 60%! Let that sink in for a second. Proactive maintenance just isn't a nice-to-have convenient service anymore. It is absolutely 100% business critical. Ignoring those patches is literally leaving the back door wide open for your clients. Well, this brings us to the first major hurdle, the agency maintenance trap, where teams are just stretched way too thin. It's a really vicious cycle, and the true cost of trying to handle all this in-house is pretty staggering. When your team is split between launching new sites and maintaining old ones, things are naturally going to slip through the cracks. You get missed security updates, you get those persistent plugin conflicts that completely break site functionality, and sudden downtime. But you know what the most devastating cost here is? It's the loss of hard-earned client trust. Just one single missed update or an hour of downtime can completely undo months or even years of client goodwill in a matter of hours. To escape this trap without losing that highly coveted retainer revenue, agencies in 2026 are pivoting. Let's look at the white label solution, invisible protection for your brand. So what exactly is it? Well, a true white label maintenance partner provides proactive, agency-mediated maintenance that operates entirely under your brand. And the best part? It is completely invisible to the end client. They work silently in the background, they communicate on your schedule, and they protect your client relationships just as carefully as you do. The end client never even knows a third party is involved. They just see your agency delivering absolutely flawless, ongoing support. Now, we need to make a vital distinction here between standard support and true white label maintenance. Standard support is reactive, right? An issue happens, the site breaks, the client complains, and then the support team steps in to fix it, often talking directly to your client. White label maintenance, on the other hand, is entirely proactive. Issues are being resolved in the background before the client ever even notices them. And all the communication? It's fully agency branded. This whole setup positions your agency as the definitive expert, rather than making you look like just some middleman passing along a support ticket. So who is actually doing this well? Let's objectively evaluate the top providers in 2026 to see who stands out in the competitive landscape. Okay, taking a look at the field, we've got WP Buffs. They offer reliable coverage across the standardized basics, which is great if you just want a simple plug-and-play reseller setup. Then there's GoWP. They lean heavily into a broader agency ecosystem, so they're a solid choice if you're looking to bundle maintenance with things like outsourced content edits. Now, Maintain brings some really deep enterprise-level WordPress dev expertise to the table. They're a great fit for heavily customized, complex sites, though they definitely lean toward the higher end of the pricing spectrum. Securi is technically a security platform, not a full-service maintenance provider, but their technical depth is totally unmatched for high-risk or high-traffic environments. A lot of agencies use them strictly as a security layer. And finally, we have Viral Chili. Their primary focus is deep agency integration, which honestly makes them the best fit for agencies looking to really scale their maintenance volume without having to scale their internal team. As this market has matured, the difference between these providers increasingly comes down to how well they actually understand the agency model. So let's take a closer look at the Viral Chili advantage, which is built specifically for agencies. Their technical coverage is massive. I mean, we are looking at continuous security hardening, routine plugin and theme updates, advanced performance optimization, and really proactive uptime monitoring. But for me, the absolute standout feature here, regular backups with tested restore points. They don't just store the backups and hope for the best, they actually test them. This kind of proactive technical depth means they're catching and resolving issues in the background long before your clients are ever aware there was even a potential problem. But here is the real game changer. What genuinely separates Viral Chili from the generalist providers out there is their core philosophy. They integrate into your delivery process rather than requiring you to adapt around theirs. Their entire service is built from the ground up just for agencies, which means their deliverables actually feel like your own. Let's break down what a strong partnership actually looks like in practice. Step 1. Viral Chili handles all those updates and performance checks totally invisibly on a schedule that your clients approve. Step 2. If there ever is an issue, your agency gets these really context-rich escalation alerts. That gives you the exact data you need to sound super confident if a client reaches out to ask what's up. In Step 3, your client gets clean, fully agency-branded monthly reports showing exactly what was done and what was resolved. You always have the hard data to justify your monthly retainer, and you literally never had to lift a finger to generate it. Now, let's connect this technical solution back to your agency's actual business model and overall profitability. We are talking about scaling your agency revenue, growth without the grind. When you partner with a specialized white label provider, the business benefits kick in immediately. You lock in predictable outsourced execution costs, which allows you to price your maintenance retainers at a very healthy margin. And because your partner is handling everything, you have zero overhead for internal management. Whether you're managing 5 client sites or 50 plus, the volume is infinitely scalable. Plus, agencies using this exact model report much stronger client retention on those maintenance retainers simply because the service quality is consistently flawless. And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. You can scale your retainer revenue without scaling your internal workload. As your client roster grows, your revenue scales up directly alongside it, creating this highly profitable, sustainable service line. Meanwhile, your internal team finally gets their time freed up to focus on strategy, growth, and having the kinds of client conversations that actually move the needle for your business. So I want to leave you with one final, kind of provocative thought to chew on today. How many more clients could you take on if you never had to touch another plugin update? If you leave the upkeep to a partner like Viral Chili, you protect the client relationships you've worked so incredibly hard to build. Just ask yourself how fast your agency could grow if you completely eliminated the operational burden of maintenance. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a clear, actionable roadmap for scaling your agency this year.